Today we're doing a head-to-head of this BOOKOO HP100S car Jumpstarter versus the SAMSHOW electric lunchbox. I've done review videos of both of these products in the past. I'm going to include some clips of them in here right now. But one other feature that this has is the AC inverter. We're going to test this out in a little bit. Right over here, let me turn it that way. You can actually fit a 3-prong cord in there. It's a standard outlet there. This is 110, not 120 volts, but for most things out there, it's going to be just fine, because if you look at the nameplates on them, they're going to generally say 110 to 125 volts, at least here in the US, and some of them will even go up to 240 volts. In fact, some even run as low as 85 volts. So this is pretty good for a lot of different stuff here. So let's test out the AC inverter. Power the unit on and press the AC button. It now says AC out on the display. So like I said, we're going to start little and go big. This inverter will handle up to 100 watts. Here is a 120 volt electric shaver. It uses a couple of watts. It's nothing big. It's nothing, you know, it could run off a AA battery practically. But there you go. Turn it on. It operates just fine. Here's a can opener straight from my kitchen. It's been around since, I think, about 2004. Still works just fine. We'll plug that in. That operates just fine. This is one of those fancy ones that cuts off so it doesn't, the lid doesn't cut you on it. So here's a laptop. Here's the charger for it, right? So we'll go ahead and plug that in. See how the screen got bright there? That means it's charging, and in fact it shows that down in the lower right corner there. I have here an 85 watt floodlight bulb. This is about the closest thing I could find to 100 watts without going over. Let's screw that in. You see there's no other wires, nothing, it's just this. And there you go. Lights it right up without any problem whatsoever. So now you have a huge flashlight as such. So the idea behind this here is you put your food in here that you're going to have for lunch, for example, and then you put the lid on, plug it in, whatever your choice, and it's going to heat up. It's 60 watts, and it takes between 20 and 40 minutes to heat your lunch up. So I just have some water in there. It's just whatever came out of the tap. And that's reading, let's just give it a couple of seconds there. Looks like about 71.8 on there. I don't know if you can see that with the glare. 71.6. So we'll just call it about 71, 72. And now I have it plugged in. I'll apply power to it. And I'm going to leave this for a while. I'm going to put the lid on, of course, also. And we'll let this cook. And I'll come back sometime later. And I'll get my thermometer. 148, 149, 150 degrees. Almost 150 degrees in about a half hour. So as you can tell, this has an inverter that puts out 100 watts. This only uses 60, but then again, it's kind of a jump starter, not really meant for it. So let's get everything unboxed and set up. All right, we're all set. I have some water here. How much? I don't know. Nothing here is going to be scientific. We're just doing this to do it, really, is all it comes down to. I tried to get the coldest water that I could out of the tap to sort of emulate you're actually putting food in this from the fridge. .3 it looks like. So about 61 degrees, we'll call that close enough. And we're just going to let it cook for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, something. So we'll put the top on this thing, because I gather that would help keep the heat in. This thing over here is at 79%. I didn't leave it at 79%. I left it at 100%, but it's been sitting. And we'll turn on AC. So now it shows AC is on. There is, you probably can't see it, a little light over there, which is very dim. It's kind of an orangey glow. And it's on. And this is supposed to heat up your lunch in 20 minutes, something like that. We're going to leave it for way longer because the problem is they don't tell you how long, or I'm sorry, they don't tell you what temperature whatever lunch is that you put in there was to start with. Plus, how much lunch? How much did you actually put in there? You put more in, it's going to take longer to heat. But we've already gone down to 77%. So, yeah, not so sure how this is going to end up working out. But we're going to let that cook. We'll see what it gets to, and I'll check on it like every 15 minutes, and we'll go from there. The display went out, but it does that. And the light went out? Did it overload? Seriously? That's strange. 76. It's dropping quick. Now again, this thing is pulling 60 watts. It's definitely on for now. That went out. And that went out. Well, looks like that's not much of a video, so we're going to upgrade. This is the Sinkeu 300 watt power station, battery box, whatever you want to call it. And 2 outlets, 300 watts maximum, 110 volts, get ready, pure sine wave, not a modified sine wave, pure sine wave output. Here is a jigsaw. It pulls 2.2 amps. We'll plug that in, and let's see if it can run it. Pulling about 70 to 80 watts, and I'm sure under load it'll pull more than that. Here's an old skill drill, 3/8 inch drill. It says 3 amps on it. I'm going to start off slow, and we'll see what it's going to be able to do. That's full volt right there. 186 watts, 181 watts. No problem at all. And this is one of those car polisher things. Now this has a variable speed control on it. So let's see. That's at the lowest speed right there. And I'm going to slowly raise that. This is rated at 10 amps, by the way, way more than this can supply, but let's see what we can do. And it overloaded at some point. This is one of those little personal heaters. Runs on 120 volts, 200 watts. Let's see if it can run it. I expect it probably will start it without any problem, but let's see what it can do. Oh, there's heat coming out indeed. Yes. Yes, indeed it works. Shows full battery. Haha. Turn on AC. Oh, it did something. Yeah, there he goes. Cool. Now it's pulling. Does it actually exceed 100? Is that why? No. Sitting there at... Well, no, it's actually going. Oh, maybe that would be why. 103 watts. 125. So it clearly was overloading it, and as far as this pulling only 60, that's not going to work. So this little Jumpstarter guy, you know, it'll run an electric shaver, it'll run a can opener, but apparently this thing pulls more current than it is purported to. So that's why that was cutting out on us. So at least that makes sense. So now we'll leave this and see where the battery goes down till. Or 2. Or 3. You pick. I got a stopwatch going now from when I decided to start it. And interestingly enough, the wattage has settled now. Interesting. It doesn't look like it's going to peak anymore. What we can do is unplug it for a minute, and we'll kind of... I'll knock out the stopwatch and reset that so it's ready for next time. The wattage seems to be hanging in. So let's try to switch back one more time before we kind of officially start this. Where's the thing? Here. So we'll unplug from there, plug in there. That one, now at 76% AC. And I'll turn that off in the meantime. I gotta hold it or something? I don't remember. Oh, it cut out again. It just doesn't like it. Okay, it doesn't like it. So we'll go back here. And there we go. We'll start the stopwatch. And I'll come back later. 10 seconds to go. Pulling 44 watts, 45 watts. It jumps around a little bit. Right there. And there is 1 hour. I gave it a full hour. Just so there's no cheating, we'll unplug it. We'll open it up. We got bubbles. $142, 142.2. It did well. It did very well. It took an hour, and in my testing with this in the original video, the dreams of 15 or 20 minutes were no. So we went from 61 degrees to, what was that, 142? So we did 80 degrees, basically, in 60 minutes. So we did, what, 14 degrees or so in 10 minutes, something like that. Not quick, wasn't meant to be quick, but in the event of a power outage, I could run this off of here. Can't run it off that little jump pack. That thing didn't have the gumption to do it. But that was kind of just the test here, just to see if this could handle it, and it certainly did. Of course, it's small. It's about the size of a Chinese food container. Make for you, because this come out like a real bigger than plastic container you get a Chinese restaurant. So that's probably why it's that size. But it definitely did work. Like I said, it took it an hour to do it. But hey, you know, in the event of a power outage, instead of doing an 8-bit guy kind of thing where I got solar panels and I got all these batteries, all these companies sent me because I'm the 8-bit guy, and I'm going to try to run all of my everything all day and then have oh shit moments all day when things start shutting down because they're using too much electricity pop, I could use that. Now, it's not efficient really to do this in a sense because this battery takes I think about 7 hours to recharge. Now we're still showing full battery, but it takes about 7 hours to recharge. If we're having an extended outage, that means that I got to run a gas generator for 7 hours. That's a lot of fuel, and it's a precious commodity. How many watts does it use? I don't remember. But anyway, it can be done. And being that we haven't depleted any of the battery really, we'll call it maybe one notch down. Just, you know, probably an easy 5 times I could run this off of here for an hour. So 5 hours for it, not bad at all. And it'll probably do even more than that if I don't use it for anything else, such as wireless phone charging or plugging in USB devices or anything like that. It can be done. So it did well, but I can say boo-hoo to the BOOKOO. Don't know why it couldn't do it. We'll give it one more shot while it's hot still already. Like, I don't know if it shuts its element off at all. AC. And it's definitely on, but probably only for a moment. But it really shouldn't go out. I mean, that was a solid 40-something watts that it was pulling. Why does it spike in the beginning? I don't know how the Chinametronics in here work. So far it's holding, but I don't know. That's kind of weird that it's actually kind of working now. Nope, there it goes. It went out. So it just can't handle sustained loads, I guess. I don't know. But with, what was it, 76% battery, there's no reason that shouldn't go. So really light-duty use on that guy. As far as jump-starting a car, I mean, this is, it's pretty, no. I wouldn't go there. Of course, every time I jump-start a car in the video, the car battery is fine, so it's not really jumping it. Might work. I don't know. I got an old one in my car that's been around for years now, and it does work still, because I've had to use it a couple times, and it still works. Anyway, that's all I got on this one. Coming up, we're going to have another video with the Sinkeu power station head-to-head against another appliance to see if we can stress this out, and I think we are going to overload it, and then we'll have to go for more power. Anyway, that's going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you very much. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.